Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dreamers and doers, I have one message for you today. Stop explaining yourself. Seriously, just stop. The world doesn't need a justification for your dreams. You don't owe anyone a manual on how you live your life. Confidence is not arrogance. Confidence is knowing you're enough, without permission. I wasn't born confident. I was made by pressure, rejection, and ambition. The world tried to put me in a box, but I wasn't made to fit. They said I was too Indian in Hollywood. They said I wasn't Indian enough back home. Imagine trying to be enough for everyone. It's exhausting, so I stopped. I stopped apologizing. I stopped shrinking. I started owning every inch of who I am. And that's when the world began to notice. Not when I begged for approval, but when I walked in a room like I already belonged. That's confidence. Not thinking you're better than others. Just knowing you don't have to be like them. I've made mistakes, I've failed, I've been embarrassed, but every scar made me stronger. Every no became my fuel, and every yes became my moment. You don't build self-worth by winning. You build it by surviving, by getting back up, by refusing to stay silent. You were not born to play small. You were not born to blend in. You were not born to please everyone. You were born to rise, to break patterns, to challenge comfort. Stop being polite about your power. You can be kind and still be fierce. You can be graceful and still be bold. You can be vulnerable and still be unstoppable. Don't let the world shrink you to silence. Speak, even if your voice shakes. Walk, even if your legs tremble. Love, even if your heart has been broken. Try, even if you failed 100 times. That's courage. Let me tell you this. You will be misunderstood. You will be judged. You will be underestimated. And that's okay. Because your worth doesn't live in someone else's opinion. It lives in your truth. And truth doesn't need to be defended. It just needs to be lived. Loudly. When they say you're too much, smile. When they say you're too ambitious, dream bigger. When they say you're too loud, sing. When they say you can't, show them you already did. You don't need to wait to be perfect. You don't need to wait to be ready. Take the step, even if it's messy. Especially if it's messy. Growth is never neat. I've cried in bathrooms, before interviews. I've doubted myself backstage. I've wanted to quit, but I didn't. And that made all the difference. So don't envy people's highlight reels. Respect their behind the scenes. Respect your own hustle. Your struggle is valid. And your success is inevitable. If you're willing to stay, if you're willing to try again, if you're willing to bet on yourself, don't wait for validation. Validate yourself. Look in the mirror. Say, I'm enough. Say, I'm proud of who I'm becoming. Say, I deserve to take up space. That's not ego. That's truth. That's power. That's freedom. The world will always tell you what you're not. You have to remind yourself who you are every single day. I'm not less because I'm a woman. I'm more because I rise despite it. Don't let titles define you. Don't let failure break you. Don't let fear silence you. Be your loud, messy, brilliant self. Be unapologetic, be fierce, be human. And above all, be you. That is your superpower, your story, your truth, your voice. You don't need permission to glow. You don't need approval to rise. You don't need to explain why you dream big. Just dream. Dream recklessly. Dream unapologetically. Dream loudly. Let people be uncomfortable. That's not your problem. That's their limitation. You were not created to be digestible. You were created to be divine. So own your presence, Own your beauty, own your chaos, own your brilliance, own your scars, own your success, own your power, own your name. Say it with pride. Walk with purpose, live with fire. This world is waiting for your magic. Stop editing yourself. Stop minimizing your glow. You're not too much. You're just enough. You don't need to dim your light. Shine harder. Shine like you were meant to. I don't care who doubts you. I care if you doubt you. So believe again. Stand up again. Fight again. Even if your voice shakes. Even if your heart aches. There is greatness in you. There is fire in you. There is royalty in your blood. You come from warriors, not warriors. You were born for moments like these. Don't be afraid to take space. Don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to own your wins. Women don't need to be humble. Women need to be real, real bold, real confident, real ambitious. This is your time. This is your story. And you get to write the ending. Don't let fear hold the pen. Don't let doubt edit the chapters. You're the author. You're the voice. You're the magic. Stop explaining yourself. Start living out loud. Look, if you keep waiting for the world to clap for you, you might wait your whole life. So clap for yourself. Be your own damn cheerleader, because your value doesn't increase with applause. It was already high the day you were born. They didn't see your greatness. That's on them. But don't you dare unsee it. Don't you dare forget who you are. I've been called too much. Too ambitious, too confident, too loud. You know what I say? Thank you. Because I never wanted to be small. I never wanted to be invisible. I came here to live fully, not quietly. I came here to take space, not borrow it. You don't need to whisper your worth. Say it out loud. Speak it into rooms that never invited you. Walk into spaces that weren't built for you. Then redesign the blueprint. Make them impossible to ignore you. You belong anywhere you decide you do. You don't need credentials to have courage. You don't need permission to start. Start where you are. You may be the first, you may be the only, but you won't be the last. Because your bravery becomes someone else's permission slip. And that's how you build legacy. Not by fitting in, but by standing out. You're not here to be a copy. You are the original. Stop dulling your sparkle. They'll say, tone it down. They'll say, at your place. Let me ask you, who decided the place? Who made the rules? And why are we still following them? Let your excellence make them uncomfortable. Let your joy be rebellious. Let your freedom be loud. You don't need to explain success. You need to enjoy it. Own the stage, own the silence, own the spotlight, own your identity. You don't need to fit a mold. You're here to break it. You don't owe anyone a smaller version of yourself. You're not intimidating. They're just intimidated. That's not your burden to carry. You weren't made to be simple. You weren't made to be convenient. You were made to be legendary. And legends aren't always liked at first. They're respected later. So, be patient with your journey. Keep building, keep dreaming, keep showing up. Especially on the days you want to hide. Growth looks messy in real time, but it looks magical in hindsight. Keep going. Even when no one's clapping, even when no one's watching, because your journey is sacred. You're not behind, you're just in progress. And progress is never linear. Some days will shake you, let them. Then rise anyway. Because you're made of steel and stardust. You carry generations of strength. You carry untold power. You carry a future worth fighting for. Don't let rejection stop you. Let it refine you. Let it sharpen your focus. Let it fuel your fire. They'll try to define you by your past. Let them. While you redefine yourself by your potential. What's coming is bigger than what was. Your story is still unfolding, and it's going to be beautiful. Because it's real, because it's yours, and because you never gave up, even when you wanted to. You're allowed to take breaks, but never break your spirit. You're allowed to cry, but never let the tears wash away your dreams. You're allowed to be scared, but never let fear make your choices. Live boldly, live honestly, live fully, and live like it's your birthright to be great. Because it is. You're not a guest in success. You are the host. You are not an accident. You are intentional. Your presence is power. Your voice is necessary. Your light is contagious. Don't dim it for comfort. Don't dull it for acceptance. You are not here to be liked. You're here to be respected. You're here to lead. You're here to awaken. So rise, like the queen you are. Like the warrior they didn't see coming. You've survived too much to stay small. You've overcome too much to go back. You've grown too much to play safe. This is your season. This is your time. This is your moment. Claim it, fight for it, speak over yourself. Encourage your heart. Remember who you are. A force, a flame, a revolution in heels, a symphony of strength and softness, a definition of divine power. You're not just enough. You're overqualified for the box they put you in. So break out. Dream wider, love deeper, walk taller, be louder. You don't owe them silence. You don't owe them explanation. You don't owe them a version of you they can handle. They can adjust. You've done enough compromising. Now it's time to command. Command attention, command opportunity, command your destiny. Because it belongs to you. You don't have to wait your turn. Create your own table. Build your own lane. Speak your own name. This is leadership. This is empowerment. This is confidence. And this is what it looks like to know your worth without apology, without shame, without dimming, without fear. The people who can't handle your truth, they were never your people. So stop explaining yourself to them